I have to stop the sex chat stuff. Not really. So I need to make this last tape. And I want to talk about my ticket being so fat and disgusting because, well, we destroyed my ticket's whole body because my ticket just said my ticket's supposed to be a thin, beautiful male. But we trashed my ticket with a radio system and then pharmaceutical drugs and torture and then some other chemical stuff. But for the weight issues, it's pharmaceutical drugs, which is kind of chemical warfare. Okay, the reason you made my ticket to fat nasty bitch is because my ticket won't climb on top of a dude and ride a dude's dick. And you've known this for like 90 years, and you just don't give up. You're that petty and pathetic. Well, the answer is no. It's going to stay no from all your past afflictions. So, no. How do you take a dude and force him to be a female and then pretend you're going to get your cock in there and never show up? Because you should have been dead. You don't understand the other side of this. It's only your emotional investment. I'm making it sound like my voice for a reason. She's got to realize no matter what's happening in there, right? I've got to correct her because she's, well, her body's just being used, so it always looks like it's her. It's that much funnier to keep yelling at her because she, um, so you took Pablo Escobar's son and you changed his dick into a vagina, and then you made him severely obese with pharmaceutical drugs and torture. You need to. Okay, so you're supposed to just be left alone here, and I'm not. Right, you really are in the middle of another terror operation. You want credit for this options thing, but I don't think it's you. I need you to think that I uh, might have knew of a place, but it's not yours. That's probably true. We're in some really crazy, fucked up back alley. Pretty much. Seriously, you gonna take the check from the government to check cashing, or? Oh. Okay, so Amory is on another level because Amory doesn't have federal support because Amory is on federation. So the public puts together money into a fund, if that makes sense, for an organization, I guess through donations. They have money, and then the people that don't have anything can ask them for money, and they will give them money from that money. Amory's check comes from a place called Federation. Or Federations. Yeah. She doesn't get an SSI check like Martika and Iris. She doesn't have a social, I guess. That or she's never worked a job or a combination of both. Because how much money you get is based on how much you've worked. Everything's based on your work credits. So that's your recorded time with the IRS that you've worked a job and reported your income to the IRS. It's called work credits. So based on how much money you've made in the country and how much you've worked, that determines how much they'll give you every month. So number one, she must not have a social, and number two, she must not have any work on file with the IRS. So she gets money from the public handouts for people that don't have anything, I guess. I don't know what her organization really is. My mom, I think, was affiliated with them, but I don't know how. Her business was her business. I was raised not to ask those questions. Alright, so we have to learn how this company, Federations, gets the money to send Anne Marie a check every month. And what they actually do. I think they're in Bayshore. I'm not sure. Yeah, possibly Federations for Community something or other. Bayshore. I got it. We have to understand how they get money to give Anne Marie a check every month, and how do they determine how much they're giving her? Or every week. She gets money every week, I think. They send her a check every week. Interesting. She could be a spy. Uh, yeah, I guess she stands out like a sore thumb, is right. She has a lot of phones, is right. I think she has 4 different smartphones plugged in and turned on right now. There's definitely at least 3, but I think there's another one. So I think it's 4 in total. I know of 2 Androids and an iPhone, so that's 3 phones. I'm pretty sure there's another one too. That's a lot of phones. Man. Yeah, there's a lot of antennas, is right. I need you to realize that you own the High Rollers Club logo. And we fucked you over in the country for a reason. I didn't realize you're so deeply connected. Signed the guy that refused your trademarks. Well, you do own the website, is right. There's 2 trademarks. Yeah. One's the online storefront, and the other is for the graphic use of High Rollers Club with no distinct characteristics. And I am doing it, so. Everyone does know that brand is Marticus. Like the entire fashion industry, it sounds like. Yeah. Okay, see, so. Yeah, no, bots should be active, I guess. I guess you do have the online site. I need to get that open cart thing to work, but I need to get some photographs of this stuff I have already. And finish the pens. I really need to make those tags and do the pens themselves. I have to print more of the stickers for 10 bags. I need at least 180 printed in case I have any mess ups. There's 16, and then there's 10 sets. So 160. So if I print 180, I have a couple of extras if I fuck up. They may have to recolor something. Yeah. Let's take it. I don't feel like doing that right now. Write it down. I have to assess whatever I think I need. Because what I really do need is that light box. But I could, in theory, tell Joanne I need it and then make her buy it since she sold my house. Probably. That's a good guess. That collapsible photo box? Yeah. The biggest one there is, I guess, or something close to it. I think it's like $100, the one I'm looking for. Yeah. You can usually find them for like 70 or 80 though. Yeah. Possibly 24 inches. 24 by 24. I think so. So it's a box with lights built into it? Yeah. I could make it myself though. If you've ever driven on the road and you notice on the side they have like the vote for whoever signs, they're stuck on the ground. That material that they're on is like a corrugated plastic cardboard. It's like cardboard, but it's corrugated, right? But it's a thin white plastic, right? They sell that at Home Depot in a huge sheet. I saw it. So you could take the dimensions and have them cut it at Home Depot, I think, for $1 a cut. I just have to think about how I would do the finish. It'll be more sturdy than the inflatable. Yeah, I don't know what happens if you cover the sides in Mylar. Oh, interesting. It's probably easier to buy the one that pops up. Definitely. I don't know how I would begin to explain this expense sheet to Joanne. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's easier to buy the box that lights up and it's over. Pretty much. Unless you need to. How are you gonna photograph the shirts though? I took them outside and photographed them on the deck. on the big thing that they're all hanging on. Oh, I took the whole rack outside. I went in the clearance section of Walmart and luckily I saw it for $4. So I said, oh wow, I could really use that though. I have the $4. Let me just get this. Definitely. Yeah, no, I just wheeled the whole thing out on the deck and photographed it. What a statement with the house there. Definitely. This is a pretty historic shirt. It's definitely. Matiga. What are you gonna do with them? I don't know. Wow. Well, when you think about this whole situation, definitely, this is massive U.S. history. You know, this stuff's really important. It's crazy that you were able to pull this off without the bioterrorism all over it. Sometimes you have to go in deep, I guess. They could sanitize all of it, right? In theory. But still. Matiga. I guess so. It would be better to not have done this. Definitely. This place is a fucking disaster. It's sickening. It's nauseating. These people die some horrific deaths at this place. When you feel haunted and creeped out, I try to understand how this is gonna work out. I just keep pretending she's doing stuff with my dick. I don't know what to say. I have no life, I guess. If she played with my dick, I wouldn't. If he played with your dick, I don't know what I'm doing again. I know this is not socially acceptable. You're right, I'm a far out person that has sex with animals, is right. No, not Martika, the terrorist. Yeah, what you're doing is not tolerable to the rest of the public for any reason. You changed Martika's dick into a vagina. You changed Martika's penis into a vagina. And now you're insisting this person needs to play with your dick already? It's been years. Like 36. Well, you're aggravated to find out that Martika's operated during these endeavors. So it's 36. Whatever sexual contact Martika's ever had with males, you guys have operated Martika for. One of you gets resentful over it. Because then you say that means Martika's never done shit with me, is the truth. And, well, it's also pointless. You know, this is not okay because I was raised in isolation, not around sex. And as important as it is to our culture, because we definitely reproduce, it's not one of the biggest points of our society. We do things. We don't. It's not. We're not, India, they have the Karma Sutra and they have a lot of sex. We're not like them. We're busy building and doing things. No, that's true. You guys are busy. Sex is part of life, but not what you guys do. And I'm not interested. Okay. It's for a function. Why would you kill yourself? Okay, I really don't understand your people, I guess. But every time you ejaculate, you lose more of your children, so in theory, you die. So you die a little bit every time you orgasm. And you ruin the chances of possible fertilization in the future, so you wouldn't risk it. There's no reason to be playing with your dick all day. I'm just trying to understand these guys' dicks, I guess. You're a really weird person, Martika. I don't know if they're like you. They might be. The Mexicans. Meet ex-psycho. I'm trying to change Martika's voice, but it's the truth. It's me, ex-psycho. So it's in the company of the Illuminati, and this is where you kill. That's the I-co. Also the pillar of justice. And company. This is the company in which you kill with. Me, ex-psycho. Mexico. Me, ex-psycho. I know the English language is built off of making a joke of Martika. Because it sounds like me act psycho. So they built their whole world off of you, is the truth. What's the chances that me ex ICO sounds like me act psycho? I can't really use my brain to think right now. Definitely. I'm not sure what the E is supposed to be. I guess a dick. But most likely not. It's the point at which two pyramids meet. Is the M. Because two of them slide into one at the point of the M, the middle of the M. Two triangles. That's the point at which they meet. That's the M. The E is, I'm not sure. I guess I'm trying to relate it to this bird where its legs. Yeah. The wing has three, like an E, on the right side. Maybe it's talking about height. Because it's like a bird's wing, so it's high, the elevation. Oh. But then again, on the frog's foot, it's also, or the bird's foot. On the left side, that you can see, is supposed to be a frog. Oh, that's facing right. I see, so it's swimming to the right. Right. Oh, see, so that's amphibian it's talking about. Right. It's amphibian, and then the bottom is legs. So it's talking about up to 5 legs. Oddly enough. Not sure what they mean there. Possibly a tail, I don't know. And then there's the bird's wing. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. But the frog's foot is also 3. I think the hair is also 3 too. That's 3 of the long ones, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Everything's in 3s. But take a... Holy shit. Where are we? Me take a trust on me ex psycho. The audio to those videos is insane, I gotta tell you, and you don't flinch. It's unnerving, because you really don't care. Trying to remember what happened last night that somebody would wind up dismembered in a park. Yeah, they told you to go for a walk. I can't wait to find out more about the body, the race, and the sex. Yeah. Somebody was dismembered, and they put the body parts along a walkway to a park. It runs between, I think, Sunrise Highway or Montauk Highway, and it goes, I think, all the way to Sunrise Highway or Southern State. Yeah. It goes up into Belmont Lake. Yeah. That's that long mile or two, maybe 5 miles. I don't know how far it is. If you keep walking south out of Belmont Park, you take this really long path and it goes into Babylon. Yeah. So they dismembered somebody and they threw two arms and a leg in different locations. I don't know where the rest of the person is, but I'd really like to know the sex, the race, possible age. Back in 2017, a few days after the car accident on 4/5/17, there was a MS-13 killing, and I got a notification on my phone at like 3 in the morning. I woke up right before I saw it on my phone, and it said that three three men were found without heads in the park. That was like their first response. But then they started to curtail it because the police started to talk to them, I guess, on what they were disclosing to the public. So they tried to hide what was going on. They said they were just badly cut up, but they were dismembered. They didn't have their heads. They were in plastic bags. The thing is that was on 4/13. I think it was 4/13 that I remember hearing about. It was on the news, I think. It might have happened on 4/11, I'm not sure. And then they found out about it 4/13. I mean, it's tied onto the 13th for MS-13. Yeah, no, yeah, that is known as 4/13. Dabulita Escobar, she led those boys into the park. They went to meet her after hours in a park, and then some of MS-13 showed up and killed them and cut their bodies up and left them in the park. Two of them were from Florida, and the other two were from out east, eastern Long Island, I think. Possibly one Brentwood, I'm not sure. The other one was Bellport, I think. She invited those four boys to hang out, and they were all dismembered and their heads were put in bags. It was crazy when I first saw it. The way it was worded, I thought the cartel killed four people in the mafia, and I said that's not rational. It says gonna be MS-13, and sure enough, it was. Yeah, I don't think it's how multiple sclerosis is fighting, to be honest. Oh my god. Now that's fucking insane, I swear to God. Players alert. Of course they're gonna use those memes, right? El Salvadorians are old Mayans. Yeah, I learned that through my tickets watching or whatever the fuck we saw. Also Guatemala. My family does so much more than just the cartel. Definitely. Yeah, they're just stupid Mexicans. You don't pay attention to what anyone else does because there's painters and artists and all types of other things, musicians and more, all kinds of brilliant people. None of them are acknowledged. It's just the cartel. I can't do this. Is right. If they operated your dad to be in the narco business, your country's biggest trade, then okay, see, so your family offered the U.S. the opportunity. What a crazy perspective. Mr. Trump ran that shit until Colombia hit them, I guess. And now they have 5 tons of coke, which is a third of the yearly production. A 5 ton seizure. Do you understand how much coke that is? It's 1/3 of the year's produce. I think it's on average 15 to 22. Yeah, it's tons. Oh, wow, 5 ton bust is massive. They shut you the fuck down. The No, Colombia did it, not the U.S. They could have tipped them off, but Colombia hit them. But I take a. I know I brought it up. What happened? Did somebody found out and stopped it? Yeah, the Clan del Golfo, not Golfo, Golfo. The cartel of the Gulf is Golfo, not Golfo. It is spelled the way they spelled it is GOLFO. But you have to see the press, all the things they're doing is Americanized kind of concepts. There's the Jeep logo for one. Definitely. Yeah, it's US themed presses. So Colombia shut down Trump's operation, I guess. That's what it sounds like. All right. Who's gonna You tried to repost that a couple times. We haven't talked about the severity of it, I guess. I didn't realize that 5 tons is 1/3 the year's production. Possibly a quarter, but most likely 1/3. Yeah, I think they're only probably doing 15 around now. There's been war. Definitely. So that's 1/3. Uh, this is an ugly situation. See, so Kingpin Donnie is down, I guess. At least I did that. Who's in on the coke business, Watika? I have no idea. How would I know? He must have went down there and killed my cousins and tried to set up shop, and then my other family shut it down. That or they just found their own place to do it with minimal deaths. I'm not really sure. 5,000 troops is quite a bit. I think it's like 1,500 or something, 1,200 men to a troop. That was the first thing I saw. Yes, it's 50,000 men at least. Bare minimum. The fuck do you need 50,000 of them down there for? Just to do coke, they didn't kill your cousins. Where? I have no idea where they are. Mr. Trump sent them? Yeah. I said many times out loud, if he tells you to go somewhere, don't go. Stupid. Do you have any proof of this besides our audio recordings of this room? There's the picture that was online in the news, the public news on the internet. It showed John Bolton's memo pad where he wrote on it 5,000 troops to Colombia and then something about Afghanistan. He's holding the docket in the picture. It was in January of 2019. They sent at least 5,000 troops down there because of what's on that paper to help another country try to steal the Venezuelan president's presidency. Maduro, they tried to overthrow Maduro with this Juan Guaido and sent 5,000 troops to help another nation do this shit. That's where we need Martika. Okay. Alright, I'm trying to understand. He 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 tried to help somebody else take it, just steal office in Venezuela's right. That guy just came out of nowhere and said he was the president and tried to fight for Maduro's presidency. I don't know what happened. I couldn't keep paying attention. Juan Guaido. And at that time, Mr. Trump kept sending people down to Colombia and Venezuela. Are you fucking kidding me? Where is he now? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Maduro still has a seat. He does. I see, so we have to find Juan Guaido. His. What an interesting situation. Martika, thank you for finally talking. If this checks out, they have Trump. Okay. The timeline is correct. See, so he tried to use U.S. armed forces for his own country or countries. For all I know, Mr. Guaido is running his own country on another country's soil. He could be something separate than Trump's country. But Mr. Trump, used the U.S. armed forces to aid his own country on U.S. soil and other nations, such as whoever Juan Guaido is affiliated with. He used U.S. forces and our budget and money and soldiers and blood and infrastructure to help other nations to occupy my countries of the Americas. Thank you. I'm gonna pass out in a few minutes. I can't do this because this is bad. Okay, she said that's why the protection's through the fucking roof. Because how's she in witness protection? She is littered with people, is right there. I saw the truck real quick. They're out here every day, just, you know, since Biden's in office, especially, or because of Biden. Well, you don't exactly go through what happened in 2016 and then walk away from office and then get back in and not ask what the fuck is going on, is right. You just can't forget that's happening. So she's where? Montika's right. Holy shit. I was tucked away nicely in New York City at school, with the protections that I have now. I wasn't paying attention on the road. I wouldn't want to blow my details. So I really didn't look to see who's around. I know you critiqued me once because you said that I don't try to see who's behind me following me anywhere. It's for a reason, asshole. I haven't been out driving much. I've been trapped in this house getting tortured for years. What are they going to do? Pull me out of my own skin? Your body, as much as it's in this house, is not here, is the truth. The terrorist, they can't pull me out of my own body to get me away from you, and they can't kill you through me. So, well, not yet. Anyway, they're looking in to find out what happened with Navalny, because this room's tape is insane, actually. You were definitely poisoned with him. You know, the fan has a camera, and I think the smoke detector does too. They can make the red light flash on it instead of its solid green light. Back before there was all that talking, sometimes that would happen. If I was having crazy thoughts in my head, I would notice that the smoke detector was flashing red for stop. Ugh. Well, people that watched me for 30 years, for the ones that are around that long, and any that have done it for at least 10 to 20 years, they're not going to stop just because he says to. People are still going to watch, but they can only do what they can with the funding at the same time. It's only going to raise speculation on him, but I'm not sure what's going on. He keeps killing a lot of them. Well, that was in an effort to gain control and then also to deplete our defenses, to ambush 5,000 troops. But I definitely side with Colombia and what they did. I'm not sure what those folks went down there and did in order to make that coke. So I'm not just gonna go and steal land and all that. A third of the world's coke supply. If that's the annual production rate for Colombia, then that's a third of the world's coke supply. They didn't kill them, I don't think. This is fucking insane. You couldn't just let them do their own shit. They listened to Drake the whole time. They did it for free. Monty. Fucking crazy. Oh my god. Don't involve me. I said don't go. Man. Okay, so the reason he did that was in order to, number one, try and get his own cut in there, and then number two, also to defeat our defenses in this country, to get them killed down there. Because you have to imagine that could happen at any time, especially if you're not able to resend more troops. Well, nobody's gonna save them and they're dead. So just consider them in order to get them knocked off. And I don't know how many times they sent troops down to South America, but It's to aid in what's happening here and now. Right, where we're at a less capacity and overworked and overran, so they can do whatever they're doing. Yeah, you got to see the long game. You have to stay up nights to keep up with you. Sadly, you get bits and pieces here and there. Damn sorry. I seriously, how do I highlight this? Luckily, I'm recording it, so I didn't check to see if those videos uploaded or not. Martika, I forced you to see those headlines. You did? You sure? There's millions out there watching for me at any given second while I'm in this house. They can push things through on the phone too. Some of the things that show up, you at least pretend to act as if you're surprised they're there. Now, other people push things through is right. That's why you always want to see when Martika's using the phone, because you guys get different results than Martika. You don't get what Martika gets. If something's for Martika, it's only going to be when Martika's on the phone, not when you're using the phone. Right, you go crazy to make me use the phone to see what they're going to show me. You've been vocal about it a couple of thousand times, to be honest. I just gotta have the cool stance. Buttered popcorn flavored jelly beans. Martika, the thing is, yeah, give me another injection. Never mind these jelly beans. You put on a little weight, but not much. It's like 4 pounds, if that. I guess. It was 327 with my sneakers on. These pants are a little bit lighter than my other pair, but not by much. Yeah. But I had my sneakers on. I was 327 at Coulter. It's not. It's like 2 pounds, pretty much. All right. The thing is it's really nothing with the shoes, I guess. I need Abby to be there for Martika. When Martika realizes she lost her wife. I needed to be that Martika was really going to marry Abby. Not that I strung this girl along for years for no reason. No, Abigail. She's going to be devastated. I just have to keep erasing you. I'll get rid of her. Then you can be by yourself, finally. Could you say no, don't do that? Just trying to find out if you care or not. She's in love with him. She's pregnant. Oh, it's a great beginning to maternity. Great, so the gym photo is a maternity photo? With Martika's turquoise shorts on. What is that about? Martika, she looks like a hoe. Well, She said, fuck you, I guess. It's really weird. Um, she has that guy. He's the love of her life. She hates you. um, you left her for 2 weeks. She tried to even say it too. And you said nothing. I'm in the middle of being tortured at this place. I do the best that I can. If she talked directly to me, I could answer in a respectful text message. And it would get directly to her and vice versa instead of this weird situation of what's on social media. But she doesn't text me. I don't know what you want me to do. It'd be easier to FaceTime with her because this would be happening over the cellular network. You'd really get the feds' attention now, but they're basically parked in the front yard, so. And the neighbors. They are the neighbors. Okay. Not funny. All right. Well, it's Washington, D.C. out here. I need to keep drugging and raping and torturing Martika with a radio system at this house because our jobs and lives depend on this little bitch getting dick. Sir, what is wrong with you? You understand Martika was a male first, right? It's like making somebody's elbow growing backwards. You know what? We've checked you out through other people, though. It doesn't matter. This is really weird. I don't need to be involved here. You are the world's biggest sex victim, actually. Wow. Uh, you stole this man's dick. Well, you're supposed to be able to be with women, though, and not be 500 pounds. We fucked you over because you don't ride our dick. I had to make you into a fat, nasty cunt. This way we could be ridiculed even harder in public. For what we did to your body. Knowing that you're supposed to be a thin, fit, lean, Mayan masonry person. Yeah, Charlie's basically a Mayan. He's out in the woods carving stone. This is Mayan. This is Martika's. He gets his muscles and everything from Martika. Martika's his father. Holy shit. Oh my god. I know you tried to send him to Greece to see if anybody will kill him, but it's too hot. I don't know if they grabbed his hair samples or not. Hopefully. All I gotta do is grab everything out of the hotel room. Definitely shed hairs. You stay anywhere for at least a day, even a half day, you have hair all over. You lose hundreds of hairs in a day. Not necessarily off the hair of your head, they find those little arm hairs and stuff all over the place. It's still your hair. Your DNA is in it. The tiny little hairs on your face, they fall out too. You can find those with a microscope. And they also have your DNA in them. The hairs on your arms, your legs, your foot, all of it. All the hair combined, you lose hundreds every day. So even just 6 hours, you have a bunch of hair all over. And dead skin cells too in the dust. Especially if there's a fan on. You're all over everything. Because your dead skin cells, they fall off your body. If you've ever caught the sunlight coming in through your window on a specific angle, you'll see what looks like dust sparkling in the air. That's your skin cells up in the air, spiraling in the sunlight. It looks like little snowflakes, little glitters. Yeah, it's because it's your skin cell. So it's a thin piece of skin that's up in the air, and the light kind of goes through it, is the truth. So it sparkles, or you think it does. Because the light is reflecting off the thin, white, opaque, semi-transparent, right, because it's a skin cell. So it looks like glitter. Yeah. But those cells are falling off your body also, and you can recover them. Depends what your crime lab can analyze, but it is the truth. It's more than just your hair on your head. You have nose hairs inside your nose. They go like pretty much all the way up inside your nose, into your head almost. Those ones blow out when you're breathing too. That's true. You know, there's a lot of hair on the human body. Okay, so they could basically get a really fine vacuum and suck up a room and pull up your skin cells and test that. Yeah, it's technically possible. What are we doing wrong in this? They can't test for your skin cells in a room. Are you sure? No. They. Why don't they test for the skin cells? Who said they don't? That's a great question. Uh, Pretty sure it's the microscopes you're using. That's a really good guess. How, you know your DNA is in your skin cells. You can, in fact, see them with your naked eye. That's how you see them in the sunlight in your room. Yeah. See, so they are visible. You just have to know how to look for them. They're probably all stuck in your carpet and stuff. You're able to form a layer of dust really easily, especially if it's on a semi-microscopic level. So even if it doesn't look dirty, there still is a layer there, and you can pick that up and test that on everything. Because your skin cells float off of you in the air, and they're thin like paper, thinner than paper. So, well, they blow all over the place and land in different places. So there's always quote unquote dust. But that's your skin cells, your dander. Even if you're a clean freak, you'll find dust is right. How'd you get so smart, my ticket? Observation. Okay, it turns out you can in fact see skin cells. And you think they could do biology on these little things? Yeah, why not? Don't they do it on blood? Blood cells are microscopic, though. They draw them out for you in visuals as something like jelly donuts in a highway, but your veins are very small. They might be the size of a tire. That's better. It's basically the Long Island Expressway in your tires. Pretty much. But, well, your veins are very, very small, to be honest. You have a couple big arteries, but your veins are very small. So the scale of that is magnified to show you it looking like that. It's much, much smaller. And they can pull your DNA out of your blood. So they're examining those very tiny cells, which are smaller than the skin cell. I'm almost positive. Good guess. Okay, so we have known since at least today's the milestone, that we can test the dead skin cells for people's DNA in a house. Okay. All right, I'm going to throw up. I didn't know that. Those lint rollers would probably be perfect. The ones you use on shirts. If you just ran that over things, you'll pick them up. That's most likely why the vacuum is downstairs. Good guess. Yeah, I don't know. With the electronics, just, yep. They might know this is having terrorism. I don't know. Michael did that for them. You damn well you're going to need that. Pretty much. That's why he's probably Ian Mendes. Ian Mendes would be too old to be Mike Jenrich. Are you sure? A pair of jeans and a t-shirt makes anybody look 10 years younger. That can't be him. Who's Ian Mendes? Antonio Mendes' son. His dead son. Says he's deceased via Wikipedia. His name's Ian Mendes. Looks just like Mike Jenrich. I called the government. I think the NSA. I tried to call the NSA. You took over their body, or that guy was just out of his mind. He said, "Okay, dude," to me. He was just really mad and frantic. I think his body was tortured. Yeah, you were trying to fight with me through his body when I finally got through on the NSA numbers. So I didn't get anywhere with that, but I did call the FBI and possibly Homeland Security to let them know that I think Tony Mendez, the dead CIA spy's dead son, is working here as a Mike Jenrich, like Generation Rich. Okay, so if Mike Jenrich is actually Ian Mendes, because now I'm concerned. It's true, if you search Ian Mendes and you look at pictures in Google, there's a picture that shows of Ian Mendes, which I think is Tony Mendez's. Yeah, looks just like Jenrich is right. He's in like an orangey yellow lit room. Yeah, that's actually Ian Mendes, and it looks a lot like Mike Jenrich. And him dressing like a teenager is going to make him look younger by wearing, denim jeans and a old beat up t-shirt. And he's going to look much younger than he is. They're not. Okay, so you're led to believe that Tony Mendez is. Antonio Mendez goes by Tony Mendez, and he's still alive, even though he's supposedly dead. You're led to believe that he's still alive, And you think that his son is Mike Jenrich. Yeah. How else did the kid know to put those things down in the basement instead of out in the street? To the garbage. A broken TV and a used vacuum cleaner. Obviously, he knows about the espionage in the TV. Because you'd want to destroy the TVs, right? And get it away from the feds. You guys made me check once. The new TV that replaced that TV that was in the basement, that used to be in the living room. It got broken. It got replaced. The TV that's in there now. You had me look at the product code or something like that on the box to find out that it's not manufactured in the US and doesn't meet US regulations. It was supposedly built in Mexico, but two British kids, one was colored no less, they showed up and installed it into the house. The box is still in the garage. I made sure they didn't throw it out. Thank you. Somewhere in this house is the paperwork from them. One of them signed it. His fingerprints have to be on it. They showed up in a Eurovan and installed it. Okay, so a non-US regulated television is what they installed here. Uh-huh. But that actually matters for a lot of reasons. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think that TV is for sale in the US. Is maybe what you're trying to say? Yeah, something's wrong with the TV's regulations. And then something must be true with the other one too. Well, the kid had enough knowledge to put it in the basement. If it was anybody else, they probably would have taken that TV and threw it out as right. Not in the basement. Well, the first thing that happened, Mike didn't realize I was watching him. But after complaining, mostly to Lauren, I think, or Robin, yeah, about Barbara, Mike finally, after like a month or two of working here, he finally got Barbara out of here. And he got her to a hospital because she was doing really bad. And I saw them here with the stretcher, putting her on the stretcher and taking her away. And after they got her out of the house, they took her out of the side door so she could go down the ramps. And one of the first things he did, he didn't realize I was watching him from the hallway. He went on her voicemails on her house phone and started playing all of her messages. This is Snoop. And he didn't catch me. He's constantly ignorant to me. I've filmed him a few times and he had no idea. She's not even out of the driveway and he's listening to the voicemails. Isn't that a little bit odd? Right, there's a toothpaste incident, which is not good. Someone may have gone in there. Another spy. The feds. They went in there through Martika and now they know about a couple of crazy things. And it's not good. I raped you once, Martika, with some young girl, I guess, named Dana, I thought. Turns out that's not Dana. It was someone else. And she really loved you, I guess. Alright, I was in your room and I ate your pussy. You made me wake up once feeling that way, but I could have just been perceiving it when it's not happening too. Like somebody sat on my face. But you could have operated me when I was unconscious and I have no knowledge of it too. That's what's horrifying about this shit and why I was lassoing my door shut for years. I recently stopped and I put my sandals in front of the door just to see if they were moved. With some finagling, you could use something and then push them together under the door. But maybe a bit of work is right. I just do that. Well, must be if they open your door, they most likely are not going to think to put your shoes back, and you'll see that they're not there and they're flung to the side. Somebody was in there. But you can make me perceive all kinds of things that are happening that are not actually happening. That's what's horrific about your radio system. One morning I woke up and it felt like I had some girl's vaginal secretions. It smelled like it almost, like around my mouth and face, but you could have made me perceive that without anything happening. That's also true. Okay. Somebody was in here though. They stole my baby teeth, and then one night through this radio, you had me drugged and tortured and thinking that Abigail Silva was going to show up. And I left a bag of haichu on my chair, and when I woke up, the bag was moved. The chair might have been moved a little bit, I'm not sure, but there was eaten candy wrappers on the seat. So somebody was in here and ate candy while I slept. I kept their wrappers. There's some kind of forensics on them for whoever opened them, and it's not Martika. Are you fucking kidding me? No. This is in 2020. They might have let you do it to see what you're gonna do, whoever it is. And they've been living in the houses around here. I have to get out of here. I can't do this. Who the hell was that? Oh wait, it was me. I was dumb enough to be in this house, I guess. And they're just watching me go nuts, torturing you, or... I don't know what to say. They should have saw me then. I need Martika to be thin. I can't do this. She's not gonna fuck anyone. She's fat. Or he's not. I don't know what to say. They're not. There we go. Alright, so now that we know that Martika is Charlie's biological father, then there's no way to avoid the fact that Martika had a penis in the womb. Okay. Alright, yeah, no, we can't ignore that ever. Okay. That's a very weird situation here for these types of folks. That's not funny. I'm sure there's a lot is right. There really is. Well, I made you realize the way you get tonsil stones is eating when you talk. Because you aspirate the food, I guess, into the pockets in your throat. Because I've been trying to figure out how to get rid of them, and I can't. Unless you suck a dick and push them out, I thought is how it works. But it turns out that's not true. And they get stuck in there even worse. Signed, Abigail Silva. I just had to make you realize that she's heterosexual. That's what I just realized about her. Because of Martika. Because Martika said that she should suck a dick and die, right? Abigail Silva? No. I didn't say she should suck a dick and die. Abigail Silver is different. Right. Okay, well, I keep confusing this with Abigail Silver, not Silva. She's a cocksucking liar. to be wearing turquoise and talking about sharks. I just had to taunt you with her because you're not paying attention. And she's not talking to you anyway. She wanted to remind you that she's wearing her favorite colored gym shorts after she was recently photographed taking care of the terrorist inside of that black man she's dating. She was doing that in the photos before this photo. And now she's wearing Martika's favorite color of her gym shorts that she bought. And calling Rico a shark. The thing is... Yeah, no, I know. You have a giant shark is right. And she's wearing your favorite color, turquoise. This is teal, but it's close enough. My favorite turquoise is... It's got more green to it. Green and blue. Yeah. It's a richer color. It's not teal. Like that 4XL that Gildan started using for their shirt color to identify 4XL. That's teal. Some people might say it's turquoise, but that's actually teal. Turquoise is a bit different. My favorite turquoise is like the 90s turquoise. It's that deep, rich green and blue. Yeah. It's that color, not teal. And those are the color, they're the exact color shorts Abby's wearing. After you made that thing for her shirt brand, the Amante thing. Yeah. She lost him. What? Or just following the storyline of the terrorist, which is insane. She's madly in love with this kid, right, guys? Um, I just have to keep bothering Martika. It's too funny. I'm trying to make you realize you have bad breath and that nobody would kiss you anyway. You're the one obsessed with me in relationships, man. I needed her to have that gay voice because this is pathetic, actually. Why do I keep bothering this person? That's a prisoner of war in inhumane living conditions. Yeah, this isn't funny, actually. I wanted to flirt. Like, you're disgusting. You really are disgusting. And Martika's saying it to this guy flirting. I think we get it. You know, this is all really nauseating. All of it's very sickening. Right, so this man built a radio system that can alter people's bodies. Mm-hmm. What do you think makes an electronic radio control car work? It's the electricity that's flowing through the circuit board that all the wheels and stuff are connected to with the wires. So it's the electrical current that's flowing through the little green circuit board. Right. Your body is the same thing because you have, well, your body's 80% water. And I think you know that you should never plug a radio in near a tub or even a hair dryer because you could be electrocuted to death if it's plugged in and falls into the tub with you. So if your body is 80% water, that's just that's 80% full of a bathtub. Does that make sense? So you have electricity, the current flows through the water like it's nothing, right? So it'll flow through your body, and you have electricity that is in your brain and also that radiates throughout your spinal system and your nerves. That's electricity that's actually flowing through you. So the signal that's flowing through your body, you're able to pick up and modify the same way you're able to pick up and modify the electricity that's flowing through the green circuit board. Okay, I got it. This is easy as hell to understand. Thank you. Right, your limbs are highly conductive of your brain's electrical current, so other things can pick it up. They don't have to be in your brain. Okay, that was the research I'm missing here. I didn't realize your body's 80% water and highly conductive. Electricity is flowing throughout your whole body, not just your brain. And other sensors can pick it up and even modify it. A radio broadcast can, the same way a radio car or a radio plane works. The electricity that's flowing through the board once the batteries are connected, it has a brain just like yours, a processor. The radio signal interferes with its electricity and modifies it to do different things. So your body can be controlled the same way. Okay, I got it as clear as day. All right, yeah, a 5-year-old could figure this out. If you gave them a radio controlled car, plane, or boat, you gave them the controller and you said, here, move this button or this button, you see that happens? You say, yeah. You say, well, you could use one of these on a human being. Oh, okay. That's what I mean. Although they really could figure it out, is the truth. And again, you have me by an airport which has a huge radio communication system in order to communicate with the planes at a high altitude, quite far from this location also. Very strong radio signals. So this would help you to control me like a radio controlled car? Oh, okay. The US always has surveillance around me, and that's how you do this to me. I know, that's why you told me I should sue the feds, because if they weren't surveilling me, I wouldn't have gone through this. But that's also ridiculous because I would definitely be dead or kidnapped or have 45 kids and be tied to some dungeon in the middle of England. But I can't take anymore. Oh my god. uh, Man. Alright, it's all making sense because they're really using the radio system and this electricity to mess with you, is the truth. Okay, it turns out they can use a radio signal to bounce what's called dirty electric around. And it's true, these electricity that's flowing, it magnetizes outside of the line also in free flowing electricity. So that's coursing along the line just like the actual electricity is inside of the line. It's around the outside, and you can use the radio to bounce it around and control it. You've been doing that ever since I told you about the soil. You've caused a couple of landslides, I think. Because you've been bouncing the radio into the ground and hitting the lead and other types of ore that's in the dirt, and it vibrates it, and then it makes the ground fall down. Not everywhere, only in places that are, kind of weak from rain. A lot of water has passed through there, so the sediment is looser and it'll break off. It's not as solid as compacted soil further inland, so it'll break off the cliff. You just have to hit it the right way with the radio. I saw you do a couple of things. I think I've screen recorded them in the news. I think they're in my saved section on Loom Heavy. A bunch of different things you cause landslide recently. Yeah, you've been playing around with the radio signal and the hamster machine hitting into the loose metal in the dirt. I can't remember the conversation, but you went nuts with something you drew up out of me. That's why we have to end this. If you had a ransom, sir, what is it? I can't have you pumping this kid's brain. If we put her in a coma... Yeah, if you just give me enough benzodiazepines, I'll gladly lay there quietly with my markers. I need you out of this kid's brain. They found it. Yeah, no, it's true. That scene is like what happened to my mom. I was with her in her Cougar, I think. We were going somewhere. I think we were going to the mall in Huntington. So if you take 231 North, I think there's something like Fox Hill Road or something. It has a bunch of steep kind of, well, it's not steep, but it has a bunch of, it's like a roller coaster almost. It's a lot of fun to go on. You made a tree branch, a huge tree branch, break off the tree and fall in the road, and my mom's car hit it, I guess. I'm not sure fully what happened. It wasn't much damage, but... Well, the scene is just like that area of where it happened. The scene of this one that's on Instagram in my saved stuff. Yeah. Not my archive. In the saved section of my account, you can see it's got a mountainous kind of look to it. It looks just like the area where that happened with me and my mom in the car. It was a Cougar. A tree branch fell off, I think on Fox Hollow Road or Fox Hill Road or something like that, heading from Deer Park through Dix Hills and Comac, I guess, into Huntington. Yeah. It's a windy kind of road. This scene of where that accident happened, I think there's Polaroids of the tree in front of my mom's car, is just like where you made it happen in the news recently, but it's somewhere else. And then you made the dirt fall down into the road instead of the tree branch. One time you made on Deer Park Avenue, you made the ground pop under my mom's car. I'm not sure what could have been in the concrete, but it literally broke while we were at a light or something. It shattered and broke something in her car. She didn't hit anything. The road broke underneath her. A piece of if you know about Deer Park Avenue, it has a bunch of small stones all compressed together with a white mortar. That's the type of roadway that's on Deer Park Avenue. I'm not sure what that's called. It's a different kind of asphalt. You made the stone pop. I guess there was an air pocket. You found it, and it popped underneath the car. Deer Park Avenue is a white cement that has a bunch of small rocks in it, is the truth. There must have been an air cavity, and you somehow timed my mom's car being over it and whatever you needed to do to it to make it pop and pieces of it to break up and hit underneath her car and break whatever. Now that's fucking nuts. This is when she's got the gold cougar, so it's got to be the 90s. You seem to remember some of it is the truth. So they made the road pop, that kind of cement pop. It's, well, I don't know what else to call it. The roadway? Yeah. They made that roadway pop under your mom's car when she was at a light. Yeah. There must have been an air pocket and you knew how to hit it, is the truth. Because how else could they do that? So the road just, like, it was like a pothole just blew out of the ground under my mom's car. But it wasn't a serious detonation or anything. You somehow popped the cement. But it's not regular cement. Yeah. I guess it is. I don't know. A cement sidewalk is light. Yeah. Okay, so it's cement. It's not this wax rubber or whatever. Yeah, it's not black rubber stuff. It's cement. It's crazy. You can't really damage those roads that much. That's why they're made like that. It's like a form of cobblestone almost, pretty much. It's very difficult to fuck those roads up. Um, yeah, it happened on Deer Park Avenue, somewhere by Burger King and Checkers. They had to fix the road, I guess. Yeah, no, she didn't drive and hit anything. It broke under the car. Because I remember her being shocked of how this happened. She has no kind of wheel damage or anything, so she didn't hit the. But I take it this is going on way too long. All right, you must have had control of the hamster machine. I'm gonna take it the Mayan god developed it for the U.S. It was stolen out of Matika's cubby. I think it was starting to be built in '93 is what I saw. Yeah, they robbed your cubby is right. Oh God, Matika. Matika. Wow, they really did. They robbed your cubby. In '93? She's 6? Yeah, your cubby was robbed, is right. Your cubby is where you're hiding up your jacket and your backpack. Your teacher's aide helps you. You're so small. Oh my God. I get it now because you're a Mayan god, is right. You fight with weather. Might have an import here. Definitely. Oh, what are you doing here, is right. I guess I'm gonna get sacrificed. I'm not sure. That's a coin, I said. Second time's a better time. You violently raped me through the radio system in 2021 while feeding me cyanide eggs, chocolate candy eggs. For the last 3 or 4 years at least, the cyanide level is beyond preservative level in the Kinder chocolate eggs. This guy was torturing me and feeding me psychoactive warfare. So I wasn't eating much, just the chocolate eggs. And I was profusely sweating on a daily basis all day long because the blue medic had to get the cyanide out of my skin. And I didn't realize it was because I'm eating the eggs. And nobody told me that that's why I had to get the cyanide out. But he was violently raping me from approximately Thanksgiving through the holidays. And he swore I laid here getting raped and tortured while profusely sweating out cyanide all of Christmas of 2021. And he kept telling me that he was Jesus Christ reincarnated and getting back at me for killing him. I bought those battery-powered LED lights that look like Christmas things or whatever. They were hanging on my wall flashing, and I just remember laying there being fed cyanide chocolate eggs and being raped and tortured. I wasn't paying attention to Abby at that point because the terrorism was too much, but I managed to see that she had just gotten a watch and a huge ring from Jake's, from the boyfriend, I guess, from Ray. She got that huge pinky ring and that Middle Eastern watch. If the Middle East is telling you to watch, then it's a threat. But to me, it's just a Rolex. It had Middle Eastern timers, right? Well, a watch is a watch. Plus, there's possibly stuff hidden inside of it. Why did they get that bed inside of her house? You're not going to tell me there's not espionage equipment inside of it, right? This is a little personal, but why do you give a fuck if they kill her? She's an old Mayan that I need to help. Okay. You don't want her killed. No. I have a lot of people watching her. I can usually trust my instincts, and there is a lot watching her. All the more reason for this sexcapade you have going on. Yeah, this is getting a little nuts. Because you have foreign ties, I guess. And I didn't realize we're on blast, I guess. The country's kind of like on borrowed time in a way. Waitiko Live is what's buying us time. Because, I don't know. Dude said crazy shit. You think we're at full capacity and we're not. And you're stepping on my allies, which is my country's allies, and it really is my country. I'm not sure. I can't stay on top of all this stuff. I'm not sure who you're spiting. Okay. I know we did a great job of not telling anybody, but it is a problem, and you shouldn't be stepping on Martika's allies' toes. Say, when are these folks going to be in prison is the truth. All right. Well, now that we cleared all this up today, thank you so much. I just need to bother Martika because Martika was gonna tell them, whoever them is, that we weren't gonna be going into prison. Our allies are gonna show up and kill us in international law, I guess. And then you have to see what the legality is if you exceed U.S. justice and step into international violations of the law, how those countries are able to intervene with you. No, the U.S. will not be providing you protection if you're being hunted by other countries and have committed illegal war crimes that have violated international law, and other countries are able to intervene with you. The U.S. will not be standing there to defend you against these other nations for any reason. You're a perpetrator to the U.S. They're not going to be protecting you. And if they are, we have a serious problem. Okay. All right. I know you see Mr. Biden attacking Mr. Putin over the dead spy. He's not a spy, he's a political activist. I'm pretty sure his wife is possibly stolen from my aunt. It's outrageous. This is what they do, though. They traffic people for political advantages. And Joanne would be an important person in mine to pick. Right, Joanne's got a lot of historic. See, so they can get under their skin and they'll get activated, is right. Politically, I guess. You know Joanne, she loves her court TV and shit. Well, that's her, so her kids would be the same, and they'd be geniuses. Okay, so Mr. Biden's stolen cousin. I got you. If Mr. Putin is Martika's cousin, then that makes Mr. Putin Mr. Biden's cousin also. It's really peculiar he was yelling about him over this dead guy. You love to make my family attack itself. Alright, this is getting ridiculous. Alexei Navalny, he hates Putin. Yeah, Mr. Biden and Mr. Putin are cousins. I don't know if they're aware. It said in the news article that Mr. Biden seemed occupied and tortured, or possibly. That's a better guess. Thank you. Everyone's doing the best they can here, guys. You made a huge national security problem. Thank you, Martika. You guys have done quite a few things to Mr. Biden, including making him fall off his bike. Trip on stage a few times, I think I bared witness to in the news. You just don't stop fucking with him. He's under constant attack. It's because he's an old, what? There's some people that they don't have as much physical activity, but they have as much vitality in life as Mr. Biden does in their 120s. He's not that old. So, well, you should actually pay attention. You don't know anything outside of your penis, I think. Thank you. This country is going to wind up going to war if Mr. Trump is elected. We're going to get invaded again. That man should be in prison, is right. You're on borrowed time. I'm holding them back from attacking here, hoping that these bastards are in prison, so what the fuck is happening? Well, it really is my country, and you guys are destroying me. I'm the one that has the relations that makes this country viable for you. It's not you. And they're not doing business with you. Do you have any idea how much the other nations have been studying U.S. law because of this? Well, it is true that he needed to be 37 years old and a U.S.-born citizen with 7 years of political experience is required, and he does not have that. So he was never eligible to be a president. He's over 37, but I don't think he's U.S.-born because the documentary that he was in suggested that his mother had him between here and Sweden as a baby. So I'm pretty sure he's not an actual U.S. citizen, to be completely honest. He's not U.S.-born. Why did he leave the U.S. and go to Sweden and then return? He's brought here from Sweden. He's not a U.S. citizen, that's why he doesn't pay taxes. And he does not have 7 years of political experience. Running a casino and a golf course is not political experience. Where was he a mayor or anything else? It's required. You know, we're gonna have to check the law books. And it is required by law, and he really does not have 7 years of political experience. Wow. That's how bad we are, is right. And what bad shape we are. God bless Martika and China and Russia for helping us. And the other nations. I know it's been crazy with the invasion, but it is the truth. They're trying not to blame all of you. Something about the works for free. You're doing way too much work for free, Martika. The little bit I retained from high school was that. God bless. That's for damn sure. They tried to hide the documentary real quick, but it's the truth. Why would his mother take him to Sweden after he's born here and then back to the U.S. as a baby? This is why he doesn't turn over tax returns. I don't think he has a socialist right. We'll be back. Thank you. Go to school. I wish I could hear whatever you're saying. The I think he just saved the country. I don't really know. All right, so everyone's waiting for them to. This is crazy. Um, in order to hold office, you have to be U.S. born and you have to have 7 years political experience and 37 years of age. He has one of 3 requirements. I think it's part of the Constitution or something like that. It's not recommended, it's required. And it's to avoid everything that happened. And nobody told you, but if you held office and you knew the laws, then you wouldn't have needed anyone to tell you. Yeah, no, not everyone can be president is the truth. You have to have the 7 years political experience. So it's not anyone. You have to do that. It's part of the law. And for good reason. Oh my God. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna smoke 2 cigarettes is the problem. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need pills, I guess. I'm on death row right now with these people. Yeah, no, I know. Okay. Now you're in witness protection. It's recommended. It is required. Okay, so you got him. I can't believe this is going on this long. I don't know what to say. um, I need you to be a schmuck. You're too nice, because he, uh, he thinks there's a population of Americans that stand for him, but they've all ingested nuclear warfare for this person because this man unsigned our protections for some godforsaken reason. And he shut down our government for multiple days on end. And people did fly here and do fucked up shit. They took the chance to retaliate without the treaty signed. There's no laws saying they can't do that stuff. And they did do it. We've done some pretty bad things. And people took the chance to retaliate is the truth. So as much as you think you want that man in office, you don't, because he didn't protect you or anyone else in this country. A nuclear arms deal is more than just nuclear warheads. That includes people going and dumping 55-gallon drums or even Gatorade-sized bottles. Especially with the EPA bans lifted. He poisoned all of us. Okay. just gonna have to wait down here, right? I'm just not sure. I'm gonna shoot you, because let's do it. I have my brights on for a reason. Get ready to die. See ya. I try to make you understand the pressure I'm on, though, because I didn't make the choices you did, so I don't need to understand the pressure you're under. I need you to not be in the front yard anymore. Because this just got so much more serious. If you die, it's because you're a traitor. So, I want you to run inside like a scared bitch. They have to watch you closer. Because this is some damning information. How did it... Exactly, how nobody checked these paperwork? You have any idea what's going on out here? No. Nothing good. You're about to get assaulted. They're gonna shoot you, right? I don't know what's going on, but nobody's gonna shoot me. I'm trying to put pressure on you from Mr. Trump's side of this, because Mr. Trump has been using excessive force against you for years, Dad. This one's screaming black where we kill Martika for being a traitor instead. Because if... How am I supposed to get past this? If he's really going to prison, then why? We're gonna need to fact check, guys. It says required. Okay, so another nation held office in the U.S. Okay. How do I tell you you're a hero or something? I don't know. 6 or 12 inch. This might be a couple miles. Alright. This kid loves to talk about Mr. Trump. You just don't like that he, had you working in shitty casinos doing garbage. Because he was allowed to do that to you, because he's Donald Trump, I guess. Nobody's gonna do anything, because Mr. Trump owns the U.S. I'm trying to put pressure on you to let's see what happens in the morning, I guess. You fucked yourself over from sleep, right? Or you unfortunately have to take both pills. But take it. Holy Christ. I don't know what to say. I know you want to demolish the U.S., but we're going to need you to back off this ride. I swear to God. If, tomorrow morning, guys. If this is really what... My God. I completely ride with authority, supposedly. That's what's funny. If he really is not eligible to be the U.S. president, then how? I have no idea. I need to talk to my lawyer instead. My lawyer is going to be Martika. Because Martika has had the best law advice I've ever heard in my life, dude. If... hold on. Alright. They didn't realize they were all poisoned, actually. That's not true. Plenty of them have been doing water testing, even outside of the U.S. now. Because the rainwater moves around, and so does the ocean water, so whatever went on here went to other countries, too. It wasn't just here. I'm pretty sure everywhere in the world has been doing water testing for all their soil. As much as they can. Even crazier with the artwork for IMG. Because our project was called Soiled. And it was about studying what's in the soil samples. Mostly for like phosphates or whatever. And potassium and stuff. We can't really test for that stuff at SVA. But it's basically this even bigger now. I'm needing to do soil testing and water testing. Soil's the next step. I just ordered this here. Because I'm gonna die. But chick, I need you to make this the last fucking tape. Because I can't make any more tapes ever. We just got Mr. Trump putting $1,000.